In the 19th century, this place was amazingly busy. There were houses everywhere, people everywhere, industry everywhere. It was absolutely, absolutely crowded. In terms of my role in social research, it's understanding both the good and the bad of everything that's happened and trying to draw out the mechanisms, trying to draw out for people in policy what works well, what's high risk, who gains benefits and how they gain benefits. One of the main things that we do is community surveys, and surveys give you statistical data. The benefit of statistical data is it helps show patterns. In particular, it will help show patterns of inequality. It will help highlight where things have gone wrong and help highlight where things have been successful. The second sort of research that we deal with is much more in-depth. It's sitting, having conversations and trying to understand in-depth their experiences. There's a strong trend towards working with communities to try and research together, to use the jargon, to co-producing research. And all that can do is make better, stronger, more robust research for long-term positive impact.
We're called Thriving Places. It's a 10-year commitment from the city to do something different. So our opportunity is that we're not a 6-week programme or a 6-month programme. We are, in effect, a 10-year programme. So the summer camp is based in Dalmarnock Primary School. We've got it for the month of July. Mums and dads, carers, grandparents all come into a space which is theirs, which is like a big coffee lounge. So they come in, have tea, coffee, have the papers and just relax. All the kids go off and play, and it's all based around adventure play and learning, which is an important part for them. Then comes the midday meal, and following that, activities that families do together. Social research has helped already because it's identified lots of issues, such as early death. What's interesting for us is, the approach in response to that social research has been how do we help people live longer, which is fair enough. But one of our questions is how do we help people cope with current circumstances? So where is the support for people suffering that bereavement and loss? It's not there. So there's opportunities for us to do something different. And it's different because we don't really believe that the standard survey that's done reaches into the depths of people's lives properly, really gets to the need and the issue. Because if someone's approached on the doorstep with a street with a clipboard, they're not going to tell you that they can't feed the family. They're not going to tell you that they can't write. They're not going to tell you that they're struggling with bereavement and loss. These are very deep, personal things, but also very, very important.
I enjoy it because we all share our views, we share our experiences. You can bring up anything and it literally means anything. I think in East End there's lots of things holding them back. There can be illness, there can be finances, there can be childcare. But having this breaks all these barriers because it's all here, it's all under the one roof, the kids are with you, you're all having fun.
I describe it as one big happy family between kids, the parents and all the groups. We all just click into place. They're actually asking you questions. They're actually letting you take part instead of just saying, well, this is getting done and that's getting done. They're asking your advice, your input, taking on board the parents and what the kids want, which is a lot better than just somebody come to your door asking you questions, I know, and then nothing getting done.
What we do is just build up a proper, trusting relationship through things like the Summer Club and all sorts of projects we do, and genuinely get to know people and have them get to know us properly. Through that, the conversations we have, people begin to ease off and they begin to talk about these deeper issues. And our commitment every single time is that when we hear that that's a need, then we commit to doing something about it. Through things like the interaction of a dance, you begin to build confidence, begin to build real social connections, you begin to build a sense of well-being into people's everyday life.
I would like to see more things like this happening because there's an awful lot of pensioners sit in the house and don't do anything. So I'd like to see more things like this. You know, things not for just for pensioners, for young kids, you know, that and families to use.
And I think that kicks off far more important issues that will benefit people. So we just want to see a thriving place, and we think that's what a thriving place will look like.
I'm a local resident, so you could tell there's a massive need anyway. I wasn't involved in the social research part at the start because that was taken on by Assemble for London, who came out and done a walk around of the area. They spoke to some residents, and I knew the old playground across the road had been taken away, so there was nowhere for the kids to play. They were playing in the streets, and they seen this. The guys for London spoke to some of the residents, and this was the main thing Dalmarnock needed. All my staff at work here are local people. We're here with the children every day, so the parents trust you because you're looking after the most prized possession they've got in the world. They get to know you, and they get to understand that your aims are the right aims for this area. People recognise that and recognise the fact that if you're doing it, it must be good. Everybody's opinion should be valid, and we should be trying to encourage every single person in this community to get out and voice their opinion. Because the only way of changing anything within their area is getting involved. And that's what goes back to what I'm saying. See, if more local people were involved, you would then get better social research.
This week's very much about group work, so our experiences are working in groups and what to look out for when you're working with groups, because each group has different dynamics. In the next 25 minutes, you are going to build a tower. It's an introduction to community development. It's for people who are active in their community, whether it's working but unqualified or volunteering. And it just gives them the opportunity, I suppose, a stepping stone to take that further. It's a way for folk to come together in a community and look at what's important to them, what are the issues as they see it, and then they carry out a bit of community research looking at any issue that they find is important for them, and then they present it back to their peers at the end of the session. I've lived in the East End all my life, and particularly during the Commonwealth Games, we had a whole load of professionals come into the community with all sorts of surveys and questionnaires, and what did we think would improve our lives, and you know, it just felt so tokenistic. And then they would leave and we wouldn't hear the results, and you know, it was quite meaningless for us living here. So Activate's an opportunity to teach people in the local area how to communicate with the rest of the community, how to find out what the issues are, and to find the solutions for themselves, and then communicate that to the people that can help them, rather than somebody come in and tell us what's wrong in their area and what they can do to fix it. It's about fixing that for ourselves. I think this is a way to improve it. I don't know what the benefits might be of social science in the East End. I'm sure there are some. I don't know what they are. Certainly our relationship with the likes of the Glasgow Centre for Population Health is improving. They've moved into the area, that's huge for us. And they're working with us to help us understand how to use social research, how to access online tools, how to look at statistics and understand them in a way that helps us access funding, understand what's going on at that level in terms of health.
With a survey or a questionnaire, you're answering specific questions. In here we discuss, we chat, we start with one issue and end up with 10. The dialogue, and I think that's better than doing a questionnaire or a survey because you get more information that way.
The point of social research isn't necessarily to take a step back and to be neutral. It's to be robust, it's to be thorough, it's to be an honest broker. Thinking about where the East End could be in 20 years' time, social research has a vital role to play. Social research can help us understand what policy interventions are successful, where policy neglect is damaging, and where people can work together to make stronger communities.